There it stood. Hill House. Not grand, not imposing, but wrong, like a face with features slightly askew. From a distance, harmless enough, nestled amongst the rolling hills. Get closer, and something shifted. The house seemed to watch. Windows, like eyes, followed your every move. The trees around it hunched closer, as if sharing a dark secret. Hill House didn't welcome visitors. It tolerated them for a time. Some houses are born bad. Hill House was built that way. From its foundation to its crooked chimney, every stone, every beam pulsed with unease. Locals knew its story, whispered tales of tragedy, of madness, of things unseen yet deeply felt. Few dared approach, and none stayed after dark. Hill House was a challenge, a dare whispered in the dark. It promised knowledge, but at a terrible price. Were you brave enough to listen? Hugh Crane built his dream on a nightmare, a secluded estate for his beloved wife, but tragedy struck before they could move in. His wife died, leaving Crane shattered, the house unfinished. Obsessed, he poured his grief into the construction. Added wings, towers, rooms that defied logic. The house became a monument to his sorrow. The locals said the land itself was cursed. Indian burial ground, they muttered. A place of bad energy. Whether curse or coincidence, Hill House devoured those who dared reside within. Servants fled, claiming unseen hands pushed them on the stairs. Crane himself died within its walls, a broken man in a broken house. Stories clung to the house's very architecture. Doors that slammed shut on their own, staircases with uneven steps designed to trip the unwary. The house breathed, it moved, its shadows stretched and danced in the moonlight, a constant reminder that something wicked this way came and never left. Silence in Hill House was an illusion, a trick the house played on your mind. Close your eyes and the whispers started. Faint, like silk brushing against stone. Voices from the past, trapped within the walls. They called out, not for help, but for company. Temperature dropped for no reason. 1 minute, you'd be comfortable. The next, a bone-deep chill would grip you. The air grew thick, heavy. It pressed down on your chest, stole your breath. The feeling of being watched intensified. Eyes followed your every move from the darkened corners. Something walked beside you on the creaking stairs, matched your pace in the shadowy hallways. Turn quickly, and you might glimpse it, a fleeting shadow gone before you could be sure. But the cold remained, a ghostly touch lingering on your skin. The night of the storm was the worst. Even the bravest souls huddled together, fear etched on their faces. The wind howled like a banshee, clawing at the house, trying to get in. Rain lashed the windows, obscuring the world outside. And then silence. The storm didn't fade away, it simply stopped. No wind, no rain, no sound at all. It was as if the house itself was holding its breath. The air grew thick, almost impossible to breathe. The silence pressed in, suffocating, filled with a malevolent anticipation. And then a blood-curdling scream shattered the quiet. It echoed through the house, bouncing off the walls, seeming to come from everywhere and nowhere at once. No one spoke, but everyone knew. Hill House had claimed another victim. The Dudleys were caretakers, a simple couple. They thought they could handle the whispers and the drafts. They were wrong. The house turned on them slowly at first. Whispers became taunts. Shadows took on menacing shapes. Their young daughter Abigail started talking to imaginary friends, friends with cold, dead eyes. One night Mr. Dudley found his wife huddled in a corner, babbling incoherently, her eyes wide with terror. She never recovered. The doctors called it hysteria, but Mr. Dudley knew the truth. Hill House had driven her mad. He took Abigail and fled, never to return. Abigail grew up haunted by the house. She refused to speak of her time there, but the fear in her eyes spoke volumes. Hill House didn't let go easily. It marked its victims, leaving invisible scars on their souls. There was one room in Hill House that held a particularly dark fascination. The Red Room. No one knew for sure what its purpose was. Some said it was Crane's study. Others whispered it was a nursery where his wife died in childbirth. Whatever its history, the Red Room pulsed with an evil energy. Those who dared enter felt an overwhelming sense of dread. The air grew heavy, suffocating. The temperature plummeted. The walls seemed to close in, throbbing with a malevolent life of its own. It was as if the room itself was a living entity, hungry for souls. Some say the Red Room is the heart of Hill House, the source of its power. It is a place of unspeakable evil, where the veil between reality and nightmare wears thin. Over the years, many attempted to understand Hill House. Paranormal investigators, psychic mediums, even skeptical scientists drawn to its chilling mystery. They came armed with equipment and theories, determined to unlock its secrets. They documented cold spots, recorded EVPs, electronic voice phenomena, that sent shivers down your spine. They analyzed the architecture, searching for rational explanations for the unsettling events. But logic had no place within the walls of Hill House. For every answer found, a dozen more questions arose. The house refused to be categorized, to be explained away. It was a labyrinth of terror, and those who dared to explore its depths often emerged forever changed. One investigation, however, stands out. A group of seasoned paranormal researchers decided to attempt a séance. They gathered in the darkened parlor, holding hands around a table, calling out to the spirits of Hill House. The air grew heavy, charged with anticipation. The temperature dropped dramatically. And then it happened. The table began to shake violently. Objects flew across the room as if propelled by an unseen force. One of the researchers screamed, claiming something had touched her, an icy finger trailing down her spine. They managed to close the session before things escalated further, but the experience left them shaken, convinced they had opened a doorway into something truly terrifying. They left Hill House that night, their equipment packed away, vowing never to return. Hill House remains, a testament to the darkness that can fester in the heart of man, and in the very foundation of a home. It stands on that lonely hill, a beacon to those who seek to understand the unknown, and a stark warning to those who dare to tempt fate. The stories continue, whispers of unexplained noises, of cold spots and fleeting shadows, of laughter echoing in the dead of night. Hill House is a living nightmare, a place where the laws of nature bend and break. Will its secrets ever be fully revealed? Or will it forever remain an enigma, a chilling reminder that there are things in this world we were never meant to understand? Hill House doesn't care. Skeptics scoff. They offer logical explanations, drafts settling foundations, overactive imaginations. But they haven't felt the icy breath on the back of their neck, haven't heard the whispers that sound suspiciously like their own name. Hill House doesn't care if you believe. It exists outside of faith and reason. It simply is. A monstrous monument to human tragedy and the darkness that can take root in a place. And perhaps that's the most terrifying thing of all. The realization that some things can't be explained away. That evil exists not in the realm of fiction, but in the very bricks and mortar of our world. So, the next time you find yourself near a lonely hill, with a house perched atop like a watchful crow, remember Hill House, and ask yourself, do you dare to look into the abyss? Or will you turn away before it looks back at you?